Hi everyone, I am Mountain Bike Tom, and once again we're in the forest of Nisene Mark State Park near Aptos, California. And we're at the bottom of the incline section right by this little bridge that spans Aptos Creek. Well, we parked the bike here at the handy bike rack at the bottom of the incline section of the fire road in the forest of Nisene Marks. And for a change today, we're going to do a bike hike. 25 years ago, the San Francisco Bay Area experienced the very large magnitude 6.9 Loma Prieta earthquake. Now this earthquake, for those of you who lived in the Bay Area, will never forget it. Others of you who may have been watching the third game of the World Series between the San Francisco Giants and the Oakland A's will recall that the earthquake occurred at the beginning of that game and was actually televised. So it's a very famous earthquake. Of course, it caused widespread damage throughout the area, and unfortunately injuries and, very sadly, loss of life. The reason we're doing a bike hike is that it turns out that the epicenter of the earthquake is right here in the forest of Nisene Marks, and the trail starts right here at the bottom of the incline. And the reason we have to hike is that no bikes are allowed on the trail. So we're going to follow the path down here, fording the Aptos Creek, and head up the trail you see up to the right. Okay, so 0.6 miles to the epicenter. Let's go. It rained here just a few days ago, so it could be a little slippery, but I think it won't be too bad. So right here you see we got a choice. I believe this used to be the old trail to the left. The new way takes us across the creek. We're going to ford it here and then head up to the right. Yeah, there's a little bit of slipperiness here. We'll take it easy. Okay, what's around this bend? Well, how about this? I think we can navigate it. There we go. Well, I think you can see why bikes are not allowed on this trail. Well, look at this, we came out again right by the creek. There's a beautiful overlook. Hey, watch your head. Well, we arrived back at the Aptos Creek, further upstream, of course. Once again, we have to ford the creek. When I was here before, I just assumed we were going to continue in that direction where we had been heading. But if you look carefully, there's a trail that goes off to the left. And that's the one we're going to follow this time. Let's see if we get there. Okay, we forded the stream for the second time, and it looks like once again we're heading back into the forest. Well, here we have quite a few fallen trees that look like they've been here a while. I don't know if this is caused by an earthquake. Of course, that would have happened 25 years ago, and would these trees still be in this condition? I don't know, but that's pretty substantial. Oh my goodness, what do I see up ahead? Right around this bend? Look at that! We have arrived at the epicenter sign for the Loma Prieta earthquake. You see it's a magnitude 6.9, October 17th, 1989 at 5:04 p.m. So again, looking at the sign, we see that the earthquake epicenter occurred at latitude 37.03 north and longitude 121.88 west. And it turns out that the placement of the sign is a little bit off by maybe a mile or two. Apparently the GPS systems back in at the time they planted the sign weren't as accurate as we have today. The epicenter, I believe, would be in this direction, which, as you can see, would require hiking over this very steep ravine, obviously not accessible. As you may know, the epicenter is the point on the surface of the ground directly above the true hypocenter, or the location where the earth first moved. In the case of Loma Prieta, the hypocenter is somewhere between 4 and 12 miles below the surface. So even though we don't see a lot of evidence of the earthquake, perhaps except for these fallen trees, perhaps we should not have expected to see anything unusual. Anyway, I've always wanted to know what an epicenter looked like and know that I was at one, and we made it. Thanks for joining me. We're going to hike back the trail to the bike. Well, there is one piece of evidence that an earthquake occurred here that I find very interesting. If you look across, I hope you can see the two tall redwood trees directly opposite now. If you follow the pattern of the bark up the trees, you might be able to see that it slightly twists. If you look at those grooves, they tend to twist as they go up the tree. And the reason for this is that, as you know, obviously the ground moved during the earthquake, and this was an attempt of the growing tree to compensate for that and bring itself into a vertical position. Well, we did it. We were successful in finding the epicenter sign for the 1981 Loma Prieta earthquake. I was very excited to find it because once before I tried this hike and I got lost. But we did it. I hope you enjoyed walking or hiking along with me on the hike portion of my bike hike. And now I'm going to continue the biking portion from, once again, the bottom of the incline section of the fire road, which continues on up this road. And if you'd like to see what that ride looks like, there is another video on my YouTube channel that shows that. In the meantime, safe riding and happy riding.